Hello everyone. It's been a long time, hasn't it? I'm gonna try Pikmin 2 again. I have done the No Pikmin Lost challenge before, for those of you that remember, which is probably very few of you. It was actually not that difficult. But I lost a lot of footage, so I couldn't really continue on with that series at the time. And I decided instead of trying to repair it and go back to where I left off, the recording quality and the commentary quality on the previous videos were really poor. So I thought I'd try to just do it again. So here I am at the beginning of the game, and I'll be smarter about it this time with my backups and my recordings. The older videos that are up already, I'll probably just hide them or unlist them, I guess it's called, and I'll provide the link either in an annotation here or in maybe in the description for those of you who actually still want to see them, because I'm sure maybe a couple of people actually liked watching those videos. But I don't think they look very good on the channel, so they're not going to be public anymore, and they're not going to be searchable on the YouTube search. I've decided before, one of the big flaws with my recordings was I would record a whole bunch of episodes all in one sitting, and then try to edit them slowly one by one, and then upload them all pretty much around the same time. I didn't have any kind of upload schedule, so I'm going to try to do that with this series, and maybe any series in the future. I'm going to be aiming for about 20-minute videos, and maybe a bi-weekly upload schedule to start off with. That's my plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. I realize bi-weekly is a little bit sparse, and 20-minute videos are maybe a little short or maybe long compared to other LPers you watch, Let's Players. So you can give me some feedback on that depending on what you like. I'm not sure exactly what to do now, but I don't have a lot of time, and of course I'm not doing this for a living right now, so I can't really survive off of making lots of videos, so because of a lot of other things I have going on, I'll try shooting for bi-weekly to begin with. Might try to move on into a weekly if I can in the future, and maybe have a couple other series running as well. We'll see what happens. I don't think I'm going to put on a face cam or anything like that. I think the traditional old just looking at the game is the best way to go for this, but you can give me your opinion on that as well. Of course, I have the ability to do a face cam if that's what you'd like to see. So, of course, for those of you who don't know, the story in the original game is that Olimar got stranded on an alien planet, his ship crash-landed, and then he found the mysterious Pikmin, who he used to aid in his journey home. He used them to collect the pieces of his spaceship and put it back together. And then he returned home, and that's where we begin this cutscene here. So the No Pikmin Lost challenge. It's not actually as difficult as you would expect. The big difference in this game from the first game is that a lot of the enemies, or all of the enemies rather, are designed so that you can kill them without losing any Pikmin. They're designed to be able to not take any damage from, if you're smart about it and if you plan correctly. As opposed to the first game, where the strategy was trying to lose as few Pikmin as possible, as opposed to no Pikmin. So once you know how to actually fight all the enemies, then it's just a matter of being smart the entire game, which is not always an easy task, but you know. Oh no, Louis has fallen out. So we immediately meet the Pikmin. Excellent. Okay. Of course, there will be all this this stupid cutscenes and things at the beginning of the game, but that'll go away pretty quick. I'm not gonna read the text because I personally always hate it when Let's Players do that. I find it really annoying. But oh, I don't do anything with that? Okay. But I'll leave it on the screen long enough for you to read it if you want to. Okay, so you press Y to switch between the two characters. I got a bunch of new recording equipment as well. So that's one of the big reasons why I'm starting this up right now. I got the AverMedia Game Capture HD. That's what I'm using to record my Wii with. And I'm not sure exactly what my microphone is here, but it says Next Tech. I don't have a headset. It's just a regular old microphone. Okay. Pikmin grow in the snow. That's good to know. Sorry about the dead air. I'm doing the best I can here, but I'm still a little new to this, so we'll see how it goes. I'll try to cut it out, or not cut it out. I'll try to minimize it as much as I can. I know people like to listen to talking the entire time, but it's hard to concentrate on the game and think of something to say all the time. I know that much. So I'd appreciate any feedback you have about the video in general, like how the recording quality is, if you like that, or if you like my voice, either how it sounds, do I sound sexy or not, or do I have or is it loud enough? That's the more important part. Or the balance between the game audio and my voice. Those are very important things. I'll use my best judgment, of course. I'm not relying entirely on you guys. Okay, so for this first part here, I don't think I'm going to cut anything out, but in the future, when I have to go around collecting Pikmin and doing some of the boring tasks like waiting, I'll be sure to cut those out. I know that was a big complaint on one of my last videos. There was a lot of nothing going on, of me just like spending an entire episode just gathering a few Pikmin. I know that's not very fun to watch. So yeah. This first part I'm going to leave in just for the people, because at the beginning of the game it's not going to take too long anyway. The good thing about not losing any Pikmin is I'm only ever going to have to gather, at most, 100 of each Pikmin color, because you can't have more than 100 Pikmin in your team anyway, so there would be no reason to have more than that, right? So that'll make it go by a little bit quicker. Not that I'll be spending time gathering too many Pikmin anyway. I don't really need them. Okay. I guess we're just gonna have to bear with the beginning of the game here. The beginning of the game's always really boring when you know what's going on. I've played the beginning of this game way too many times when I was doing my previous Let's Play. there was actually a couple of times where I did lose a Pikmin and accidentally saved, because the thing is with this game, the thing with this game is it automatically saves whenever you go into a new area, such as a cave, or whenever it reaches nighttime, it saves automatically. So if you accidentally enter a cave and don't realize you've lost a Pikmin, then it's very, very easy to just overwrite your file and then have that death recorded in there. So I'll be sure to be making backups quite frequently in case that does happen, because I don't want to. Well, when it happened before, I had to actually like replay through the entire game in order to get my progress back, which was really off camera, of course, which was really annoying. So I don't want to have that happen again. I have 3 empty save slots. I just emptied out this memory card, so we should be good in that front. We'll let them dig that battery out while these guys move on up in the world. This is the only day that doesn't actually have time. I just realized that. So something important to remember when you're trying not to lose any Pikmin is that your guy can punch. Actually, it does quite a bit of damage actually, so it's a good thing to keep in mind, because there's a few monsters you're gonna want to avoid confronting directly with your Pikmin, because it'll be like an instant kill, and it's kind of hard to beat. Some of the smaller enemies that take 1 hit to kill are usually they usually kill one of your Pikmin instantly. So you're going to want to try to avoid getting your Pikmin near them if possible, because it's a good way to lose just 1 Pikmin, which is like the most annoying thing that you can have happen. Make it through all of a level and then suddenly just lose 1. Okay, so these Pikmin apparently already know where we want them to go. The pathfinding in this game is actually kind of cool. Even if they're stranded like up on an area you wouldn't think would have the paths built for it, they always find their way. Usually. Sometimes they're dumb. Okay, this is going to be a while, so let me just cut until they actually get to the ship. Okay, there we go. They're just coming up now. And let's see, we got our first treasure. Yahoo! Excellent! Woo! Courage reactive. The ship's really great. He keeps giving he gives names to everything that you collect, and he comes up with what he speculates the uses for, and he's really egotistical, so he thinks his definitions of what the objects are like facts. So it's pretty entertaining to watch. Now, as you can see, our objects, because they're from a planet, just the most ordinary things like this battery, are worth hundreds of dollars for these people, because who doesn't want to collect alien artifacts? So that would be why this day has no time. It ends as soon as you get the first treasure. So that's the end of the first day, I guess. It's only been about 15 minutes for the episode so far, so I don't know. I don't know if that's good. We'll start the next day and see what happens. So we should have 20 Pikmin. That's a 1/5 of the way to all the red Pikmin that we need. That's pretty good, right? Oh, we've got to look at this. Make sure we're always at 0. Okay, so here's the world map. I guess instead of doing another day, I'll just show you around this little front bit here. So we got the world map. When we unlock new areas, we'll be able to travel to them. I believe there's 5 areas total, maybe only 4. I don't remember exactly. So yeah. Then we've got, I pressed L there, we got the Piklopedia. This chronologues all of the enemies that all the enemies you've defeated. It doesn't log the ones you've seen. And you can interact with them by throwing carrots, which they mistake for Pikmin. And you can read Olimar's notes. He tries to give like a scientific analysis of how the creatures work, which is actually really enjoyable to read. I liked going through. At one point I went through and read all of these. They're pretty like good on Nintendo for making it so cool. It's very interesting to read the things they came up with for why the enemies do what they do and why they look like what they look like. Yeah. Check those out if you want to. I might go through a couple of them later. Of course, the flowers. You throw carrots at them, but that doesn't do nothing. And later on, later in the game, you can also get Louie's notes. I forget what you have to actually accomplish to get that to occur, but you can read his notes, and he usually talks about how easy the animals are to eat, which is pretty funny. He's very culinary minded, if that's a thing. Yeah, it's very enjoyable. And then we go over here to our treasure hoard, and we can view all of the things. We can view all the things that we've collected. So far, we have one thing. We've got the battery. We can't throw carrots at the battery though. And again, we've got Olimar's thoughts on this treasure. And I believe later you can unlock, rather than Louie's notes, you can unlock the ship's sales pitch for when he's trying to sell it on Planet Hocketate. So yeah, that's pretty entertaining too. Go back here. And we're almost at 20 minutes, so let's call that the end of the episode there. Please leave me some feedback if you on what you liked and did not like about the episode. And that'll be all. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next episode.